In August 2014, Truckee Meadows Water Authority, known as TMWA, asked its customers to reduce outdoor water use by 10% to conserve drought reserves. At the same time, our regional water plan says we have enough water for an additional 130,000 people. How can we have enough water for more people when we don't have enough for ourselves? The answer is we can't. The water plan is based on water rights, but no one can drink rights. Let's look at real water. More than 75% of our water comes from the Truckee River. We get only 7.5 inches of rain each year. Without water from the river, Reno and Sparks would be sagebrush desert like other Nevada valleys. The Truckee River's history shows a repeating pattern of droughts and floods because its water comes from unpredictable snowfall in the Sierras. The highest recorded snowfall at Donner Pass was 70 feet, and the lowest was only 15 feet. We have 6 storage reservoirs to regulate the river's flow. 3 are low dams added to natural lakes, and 3 are man-made reservoirs. In August, we visited the reservoirs. The biggest is Lake Tahoe, with 70% of our total water storage. The lake is huge, but only the top 6.1 feet of water behind this small dam can be released into the river. About half of the reservoir storage evaporates each year. Most of the remaining water is used for agriculture, and snowfall is very erratic. By federal law, water stops flowing when the lake falls below its natural rim. From 1900 to now, Lake Tahoe has fallen below its natural rim in 19 different years. During severe droughts, it falls below its rim for several years in succession. In August, Lake Tahoe was only 9 inches above its natural rim, and experts predict it will fall below the rim this year. Then water will stop flowing. North of Lake Tahoe are 5 smaller reservoirs, which can hold 30% of our total storage. Prosser Reservoir has 3%. In August, it was at less than 30% of capacity, and water had virtually stopped running from it. Boca Reservoir has 4% of our total storage. In August, it was at less than 30% of capacity, and water had virtually stopped running from it. Stampede Reservoir has 21% of our total storage. Most of its water is dedicated to wildlife preservation. In August, it was at less than 30% of capacity, and water had virtually stopped running from it. By law, the dams at Tahoe, Prosser, Boca, and Stampede must release enough water to maintain flows of 500 cubic feet per second, if water is available. Less than half of the required water is flowing now. Reserves in the remaining 2 lakes, Donner and Independence, are privately owned and hold TMWA's emergency drought reserve. Independence Lake has only 2% of our total storage. Today it's nearly full. It's a big lake, but only the water behind this low dam can be released. Donner Lake has 1% of our total storage, and only half of that is owned by TMWA. Today it's nearly full. It's a big lake, but only the water behind this low dam can be released. Lake Tahoe, Prosser, Boca, and Stampede, which hold 97% of our water storage, are shockingly low. The Truckee River is at less than half its mandated flow and is predicted to go completely dry later this year. Water from the river may only be used by people who have water rights, legal entitlements to use water if it's available. Water rights are assigned on a first right, first served basis. In dry years, the oldest rights get their full amount of water, but more recent rights may get nothing. There's no across-the-board reduction or automatic conversion of agricultural use to household use. Our regional water plan assumes we'll purchase agricultural water rights for municipal water use to supply future population growth. However, river water rights are useless if there's no water in the river. 430,000 people live in Washoe County. Virtually everyone lives in the Reno-Sparks area. TMWA serves about 360,000 people and distributes 80,000 acre-feet of water per year. An acre-foot equals 326,000 gallons. TMWA has rights to about 20,000 acre-feet of groundwater from wells per year, so it needs 60,000 acre-feet of river water, or 5,000 acre-feet per month. Our emergency drought reserves of 21,500 acre-feet in Donner and Independence Lakes equal little more than 4 months of river water use. We're only 3 years into a drought that could last for a decade and headed for disaster. Only a big snowfall this year will save us from severe mandatory restrictions on water use next year, with significant damage to our trees and landscaping. Even if we have a big snowfall, we'll still be 430,000 people living in a desert, almost totally dependent on one river and fickle snowfall. Since 1970, our population has grown by nearly 300%, but our storage capacity has only increased by 3%. Scientists assure us that global warming will change our climate in the West to less rainfall, less snowpack, and earlier snowmelt. In 2008, Washoe County Ballot Question 3 called for a regional plan based on sustainable water resources, not water rights. It was approved by 73% of the voters, but our water plan is still based on water rights, and our reservoirs are nearly empty. Email your city council member or county commissioner. Ask them to visit the reservoirs and see for themselves. Maybe they'll tell our planning staffs to deliver a plan based on real water.